What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Another fixed blade from Papa Bear Knives. These things are really cool. Here's the contact information, the websites, and all that stuff. Alan, man, does some pretty cool stuff now that I'm getting to check them out. Now, I don't have all the details. I don't know what blade steel this one is because it doesn't say on here, and I could not find this exact one on his website. Which is okay. We're just going to kind of talk about it. And I love the look of this. The green and I don't even know the material of this. So this is, yeah, you're not going to get a ton of information in this video other than a really cool knife. The kind of the look and feel of a really cool knife. Sorry, sometimes you get a lot of detail, sometimes you don't. It's kind of got that, I don't know, I'm not going to say rock chip pattern, but just that forged scale look, which I think is very cool, actually. And I've seen some other knives like that, and I like that kind of rough, just, utilitarian style of a knife with some cool details on the handle. Now, if that green glowed in the dark, oh, I'd be all over that. So this is the Copperhead Necker. So it's a neck knife, and we'll show you the sheath here in a second, which works really well. This particular one, like I said, was not on the website, but other Copperhead Neckers were on the website and looked similar. In that 400-ish range, 425-ish. And that does include the sheath. And you can probably, some of the other ones on the website right now have leather sheaths. So because these are custom-made knives, you can reach out to Alan and you can get what you want. So if this is on your neck, if I can, it's hard to do this sideways. I mean, it does pull out very easily. I have worn it around the house. It comes out just fine, or it has a thumb ramp also that you can use as you grab it for a neck knife, and out you go. It has a paracord necklace, if you will, that is adjustable for length. The problem or the concern here is there is no breakaway. So if you were around machinery or in an actual fight or wrestling around, this is not going to break away from your neck. It's attached. So there is a, potential strangulation concern. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's just something to remember on neck knives in general, or your badge that you wear, your security badge you wear at work. You want to make sure that there's a breakaway on that lanyard if you're working and it gets hot. And that's a normal thing. That's a typical employment working, security badge ID thing. That is a typical thing to have a breakaway. I don't know that they even, I'm sure they do sell lanyards like that don't have a breakaway. But that's just a public service announcement. Let's move on. So the size of this thing is 7 3/4 overall, 3.5-inch blade with a 3.4-inch cutting edge. The blade thickness is 0.125. The knife alone weighs in at 3.8 ounces. As a package, 5.4. Which is totally doable as a neck knife. Now, I want to pull out my Jim Skelton Mini Hellraiser that does glow in the dark. Just saying. As a size comparison. There's a lot of, I'm not going to say similarities, but the fit and finish on this Papa Bear Knives from Alan is absolutely insane. You cannot feel the pins. You can feel the lanyard tube a little bit because there's a hole, but the transition between the scale material and the blade is seamless. Barely catch a nail. Like, he's doing some great stuff. And I have not reached out to him yet, but Mike, the owner of this down in Australia, has. And Alan said, I told Mike I can reach out at any time for questions. And I probably should have done that before I started filming all these to make sure I had all the details. But I didn't, because you just get what you get with me. And I appreciate everybody watching. But I will reach out to Alan, try to do that today, because I want to schedule him to come on to the EDC hour with Dirk and Alex so that he can really explain. I think that's a better way to do it than for me to try to explain a company and a maker. I mean, I can give you some, and I have done that before. I did a really good maker spotlight, I think is what I called it, with Kyle over at Odin Custom. And I thought that turned out really well. But we then had Odin on the EDC hour, and I think that just works better. I think I'm going to try to get the makers on the live stream so that it just, I don't know, I think that's a better way to go rather than me try to explain who they are and what they do. This is the VC Edge interface. I think this is cool. I think the stuff I am seeing, the 2 knives I've looked at closely out of the 6 that I have from Papa Bear Knives are really cool. And I almost don't want to reach out to Alan, the maker, because I'm probably going to want to break down and buy a really cool fancy fixed blade that I have no use for. And I need the encouragement to stay strong. So all of my knife friends out there, you got to give me the strength for willpower, because I don't need some custom fancy fixed blade. I don't. Jim got me with this one. He suckered me in with the glow-in-the-dark scales. Well, I need to be strong. So anyway, check out my Papa Bear playlist up here in the corner and let me know your thoughts. I think there's some really cool stuff coming. He's used a lot of cool fancy Damascus and copper Damascus and a bunch of stuff. So stay tuned, because I got 4 more videos to do of Papa Bear Knives.